state. What are you supposed to tell them when they say I'm in such a fragile state?
Then this is not the place to be. If somebody comes in and says, I'm in such a fragile state, then you say, this is not the place to be. You have to, and I tell people when they come in, you have to have enough grit behind you that you can stand it, because you got to go through the fires. Now, people come in and afterwards they claim, I was in such a fragile state. I question them when they come in. Oh, no, I'm stronger than you think. I'm this, I'm that. Well, okay, I'll take you at your word. What medications are you on? What are you doing? And they half answer. They don't answer it honestly and truthfully, to their own undoing. Okay? Because I tell people, if you are on you have specific type of mental health care issues, this is not the place to be. Okay? I'm very upfront and honest with that. There are certain people that this type of a path would be very dangerous for, such as schizophrenia and, what is that one? Manic depressive, because typically manic depressives, when they're on the high, do not want to take their medication. They don't stay balanced. And so you get that mixed with Kundalini awakening, with energy that's going off the map. And these could have very, dangerous implications for that person. It's not a good mix. Bottom line, not that I'm prejudiced against anybody, that I don't think they're worthy or any of that. That's nonsense. But it's the same thing. If you've got somebody who wants to be a stunt driver, you don't put a 5-year-old in there trying to be a stunt driver. It's just, really, you got to have the qualifications for it. So there are some things that are really not beneficial on this type of path. Then you try to give counsel and you give everything that you can give to forewarn and give them the dynamic of what's here and what's not. Now, if they come in and they're not honest, I'm not a mind reader, I'm not a psychic. Sorry. But when people come in, there's always been a questionnaire. What practices have you done? What gurus have you been with? What medications are you on? Etc., to try to weed out those who would not be a good fit here for their own safety. Because it doesn't do any good to have somebody here that's not going to be, a good match. It's not going to benefit them, and it's not going to benefit anything. You want to see people progress, not regress.
It's good you're pointing out. You're not a mind reader. You take it face value.
I take people at face value, and this has been part of the problem. Because I'm very open and very trusting of people until they prove they can't be trusted. And even then, I have given people a second chance. Even then, after they have done they've done very heinous things, I've opened my heart and let them come in again, because I have compassion, because I want to see them progress. I give them the benefit of the doubt. They come back with this apology, which turns out sometimes to be very insincere. Yeah, so now I don't do that any longer. If they leave now one time, they're gone. They don't come back. Because invariably, every time you've allowed them to come back, they leave a second time and they are even more nasty than they were the first time. So that leopard is not changing its spots. I've come to find out the leopard is not changing its spots. And the path and the teachings are not going to change. So if you couldn't, get behind it the first time, you're not going to get behind it the second time. If you didn't understand it the first time, you're not going to understand it the second time. So again, somebody leaves now, that's fine. Good luck, I wish you well, whatever it is you choose to do in life. But you leave, you want to trash here, don't come back. I don't care if you want to crawl on your knees through broken glass. you're not coming back again. We're not doing that anymore. I've had enough of this. Yeah, and it's really difficult, because you really genuinely want to see people come out of suffering. And you see, if they've got to turn around and say those types of heinous things, which don't bear any resemblance to the truth of what's going on, they're in suffering. They're in a hell realm. And it's a hell realm of their own construction. And yes, you feel compassion for them. This being said, though, you don't have to lay down and be a doormat and let them lie. There have to be consequences to their actions. And to, sit there and run to hate groups and then make threats and this and that, not only no, but hell no. It's ridiculous. So again, things change. One takes on the mantle of guru. And if it's, something that's been handed to you by your guru, and you step up to the plate and you do it, again, it's a learning curve. Just like people, you have children, there's no manual when you have a child. You learn as you go what works and what's valid and what's not. Same thing as a guru. Yes, you've done the journey. You know how to get from point A to point B, but the thing is how to get others there. You have to develop practices. You have to develop, it's not just enough to talk about it. You have to develop a way and a system to get them there from point A to point B to progress. It's not just about, you got there, now you get up and give a nice satsang and you give a nice talk about it. That's not helping anyone. You have to develop a system, and it's very difficult to develop a system and practices that will take and develop that consciousness for people to get them to move forward. It takes a lot of serious introspection, and it takes a lot of energy to be able to do that, and then hold the practices in place and to continue to energize them so they're viable for people. People don't know what all's involved. And nobody just walks up. There are people that just walk up and say, I'm a guru. And they're in it for other reasons, for ego gratification. In my case, I had no aspirations to be a guru. You take it on because your guru says it's time, and so you take that on. I would have rather been, absolutely just enjoyed realization. Sit out staring at a tree. It would have been bliss, But no, you go and you take that mantle on and you do it seriously. You give what you can give back to the universe and to aid humanity to get out of suffering in whatever way possible. It's not a pleasant job, especially when you're trying to make new inroads into working with people over the internet and everything. You get attacked on every level for a lot of years, and you still have to hold the ground, and you still have to do it in order to aid humanity. So you put yourself through the fire and you do what you need to do. That's all. So people think that being a guru is this big glorious thing, and they want to make it out that you're, and the same thing like here, I always told my guru, I'm not going to charge. That was one of his things, and I've never charged. I've never made courses, never made classes, never made money off of retreats, nothing. This is not to say that people should not give back in some manner, because there should be some type of an exchange so you don't bleed the well dry.
For their benefit.
It's for their benefit, exactly. So that people appreciate what's given. Not that it's owed to me. Everything is owed to me and I owe nothing in return. How ego-centered is that? But yet that's what people want to make it out, that have been here, make it out to be that they've just been so abused, and so they heard something they didn't like, so they've been so abused. They're just almost near the poorhouse. Yet the only thing that's been said is give back in some manner. You make the choice as to what you're going to give, and then honor it. I don't care if it was $5 a month. The point is to give back in some manner, or save it, or something. That's it. That's all that's been stated from here. And then people want to take it out of context and spin it. You know, that I've got millions, and I've got houses, and I've got this, and I've got that. And it's just absolute, utter nonsense. So again, you know, when people take things out of context and spin it and blow it up, you know, it's like saying, oh, you know, you have a piece of gold the size of a kernel of rice, and they say you've got a mountain. You got a mountain of gold sitting there. Not true. So again, when you get people that you know, you really have tried to be the best you can be, and give the best you can give, and give it in a way that nobody's excluded. And yes, there are people that come and say they have no money. Are they ever kicked out because they never give? There are some that have never given a penny. Nothing, absolutely nothing. They've been given the same information as everybody else. I don't care if you give 5, I don't care if you give 100, you get the same information. You don't buy it in degrees. Never played that. Never played that. Whatever information I have, I give it out to people freely, to the best that I can give. There's not, oh, you take this course. Have we ever sold the flying courses of hopping frogs? Hell no. You know, can you buy the governor of the universe title like you can in TM? Hell no. Do I tell people, oh, the country is in you know, horrible straits because you need to dig a way to make the river run the other direction? Hell no. You know, all this drama you find in other paths is such BS. You know, it's such BS. And I've done everything I can to try to cut through that type of BS, to bring it to a realistic thing that's going to aid people in their lives where they are. Even if they don't want to go forward to realization, if they use the things they're given here, it can only benefit them in their daily life. How is honesty, integrity, transparency going to you know, hinder your life? Really? Yes, I know, that's so abusive. Horrible. Horrible. Terrible thing to be told. First 3 pointers: honesty, integrity, transparency. And use a gratitude journal to turn yourself from the negative to a positive. Horrible. Terrible things. Being shown how to break down the barriers between you and others. Yeah, terrible. Horrible thing. So abusive.
Right. You've come and offered liberation, and they want to know what are your tax returns, what kind of watches are you wearing, what kind of car do you drive. It's like, how ridiculous.
Well, exactly. But you know, again, this is one of Rick Ross's methods. This is what he does with everyone. And if you're not willing to ante up all your information to them, which is none of their damn business to begin with, and you ask the same thing in return of them, and of course that's off limits. And that's okay, it's off limits for them. But if you don't do it, then you've got something to hide. Not that there's something to hide, it's just none of their damn business. You know, it doesn't concern them. You know, guaranteed. Guaranteed. But that's their methodology. And again, you know, I have somebody from the Rick Ross site the other day that's talking with one of the students here and just absolutely adamant he's talking with me. Even though they say, no, this is not your Swamiji. Oh, no, it is. It is. It is. Absolutely adamant. I hadn't talked to that person from Adam. And neither would I. You know, they say, oh, I would, you know, I've heard her video and I would do a face-to-face with her and, you know. Well, no, he wouldn't. Because he's one of the ones on that site that says, oh, you've got to have a throwaway name, throwaway accounts. So no, he's not being honest with who he is. I said I will have a face-to-face with somebody that's honest. That's not honest. Because they don't want to have a debate. Oh, I want a debater. No, he doesn't want to debate. But you're not allowed to bring out anything about students, nothing. You're not allowed to bring any clarification. In other words, they want to try to back you into a corner and throw out every bullshit projection of darkness against you that they can, and yet you have no way to defend yourself. So that's an open debate how. I'm sure he doesn't want to ask a damn thing about the practices here. What he wants to do is get on the video and say, I want your taxes. Why are you not releasing it? You know, all that other drama that they do, their schoolyard bully tactics that's done by a person that enjoys being, excuse the expression, an asshole. That's their big claim to fame in life because they do it under the cover of anonymity. They say, oh no, this is my name. Michael Crawford, is it his name? Hell no, it's not his name. Hell no, it's another made-up name with throwaway identity, a deceptive practice to con people into believing they're actually talking with a genuine person, but they're not. So am I going to go in there and debate somebody like that? Do you see fool written across my forehead? I don't think so. Okay, so no. Somebody that wants to come here, you know, and I'm happy, we can go down to the police department, you can run my info and we'll run your info and we'll see who's who, and then we'll talk, okay? Then we'll talk. But you prove to me who you are first. And not this bullshit, my name is Michael Crawford, and then you stayed on the sites, oh, everybody have a throwaway identity. Make a throwaway account that you can go after people in the darkness and make them think that you are who you say you are, and then you know nobody can prove who you are. What the hell kind of slime is that? Really? That is the slimiest, most underhanded thing. I just, really? This is what they tout in their great, you know, cult busters? No, that's a cult. That is a cult. Rick Ross Forum is a cult because nobody's allowed to disagree with anything they have to say. You want to look at what a cult is? Look at what a cult is and then look at his forum and how it's run. And you'll see a cult in action. Well, and how do they get away with it? Oh no, that's a cult, that's a cult. Pointing the fingers at everybody else so nobody looks at them while I'm looking at them. And what they are is a cult, a hate group. A hate group. Because again, they don't want the truth. They have an agenda, and the ends justify the means. The ends justify the means. They'll pull every dirty trick in the book. So Really? Really? Nonsense. Nonsense. They want to put out, this, like I said, it's as egregious as the Nazis. They put out a bunch of propaganda, like the Nazis did about the Jews. They put out all this propaganda, hate spins. People wanted to believe it, ran with it, and look what happened. This is no different. It's on a smaller scale, but it's no different. They are a hate group. Yes, there are cults out there. Yes, cults need to be, they need to be revealed. But not everybody that they disagree with is a cult. And how dare they say that they are? And pull every dirty trick in the book to try to prove that they are when they're not. And not be willing to let anybody question them, because nobody's allowed to question on the Rick Ross site. If they ask for any kind of validation or proof, their posts are gone, they are axed, they're not allowed to put a damn thing up. They take things out of context that you say and spin it. This is their MO. It's dark, it's dirty. Okay? So again, am I going to debate this person? Not only no, but hell no. Again, you don't see stupid or fool written across my forehead. And your bullshit methods may work with others, but it's not going to work here. Because I know who and what you are. Okay? Got it? Like the Bible says, you need to be as wise as a serpent when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. And don't cast your pearls before swine, lest they turn and rend you. And I don't know any more swinehood than what they're doing. Okay? Absolutely the lowest level, rolling in the mud and pronouncing themselves clean. Sorry. So yeah, no. If anybody, is out there and Rick Ross and their cohorts are saying they want to debate you, whatever, these people have no integrity. And again, they're not looking for genuine clarity. What they want to do is try to railroad you, back you into a corner, and take all the cheap shots they can. And then they go, look there, look there. Yeah, no, we're not playing that. I'm not dancing to their tune. Absolutely not. Now again, there's somebody that's said they want to come, and they're coming to Florida in the end of July, beginning of August. They asked to, maybe do some video with me. They are who they say they are. What they want to talk about, I have no idea, but that's fine. Because at least they use their genuine identity. At least they're a man enough to stand up and say who they are. Okay? And to think that he was, there supporting me? No, he wasn't. In fact, he wanted to believe some of the skewed bullshit they were putting out at first. Because he took it at face value. Then when he started asking for proof, of course, he was axed off the site and everything he put up there was taken down. Why? Because he asked for some proof. Something other than innuendo and slander and defamation. Let me have something, somewhere. Give me some facts. And of course, there are no facts coming because it's all projected drama. So there you have it.